everybody, and welcome to Pirate Field on the campus of Lubbock's Cooper High School. And tonight we have a bi-district championship series, best of three. This is game one as the Abilene Eagles have traveled up to the High Plains to take on the Sandies from Amarillo High School. Hello everybody, I'm Chuck Stanton, play-by-play announcer for tonight's bi-district championship game one between the Eagles and the Sandies. Right now we're doing player introductions at home plate. Coming out of the Eagle dugout are the Abilene High lineup, and then the Sandies will come out and shake hands with the officials as well. But we're glad coming into tonight's game one. The Abilene Eagles, coached by Brad Harmon, have a 17-11-1 record. They were 6-6, and they ended up in fourth place in District 4-5A. The home team for game one tonight, the Amarillo High Sandies, coached by Randon Johnson, are 20-10-1 overall on the season and 13-3 in district play. And they ended up in a tie for first, lost the coin toss, and they ended up in second place. But they're all in the playoffs. The season starts all over now. As they are introducing the Sandies, let's introduce their team for you for Amarillo High. And looking at left field, you've got Parsons. Looking at center field, Austin Slood. And then in right, you've got Clinton Rodriguez. Going from third to first, Gabriel Ortiz. And at short, you've got Melo Castillo. And then Tate Blackburn is the second baseman. At third, once again, you've got Clayton Morrell. And your battery behind the plate, you've got Jimian Piscata. And on the mound for the Sandies is going to be Tegan Tate. Abilene High's batting order leading off will be Kate Reese, followed by Xavier De La Cruz, George Ferguson, the third baseman, and batting cleanup is John Miles Wagstaff. Number 5 is going to be Colin Coley. And right now, let's go to the field as the national anthem is being performed here in Lubbock, Texas. That is our nation's anthem as played before this crowd here at Lubbock Cooper. We want to say thank you to those who have served our country in the past, present, and in the future. The Sandies will be the home team. They're in the outfield first. Abilene High will be coming to bat first. Let's go through the bottom part of the order with Gavin Coley, followed by Camp Churchill, Brenner Paul, and John Rangel. So we're ready for the first pitch. On the mound for the Sandies is going to be Tegan Tate, T-A-E-G-E-N Tate. And Tegan Tate will be the righty on the mound. He wears the number 34. That's a Nolan Ryan number right there. And he is a right-handed freshman. Leading off for the Eagles is going to be Kate Reese. And Kate coming in will be leading off. He is a sophomore. He'll be followed by Xavier De La Cruz, a junior, and George Ferguson at third base. And Ferguson is also a sophomore. He wears number 2. Coaching at third will be Brad Harmon, the head baseball coach of Abilene High, and coaching in the first base box for Abilene High. We'll see, looks like probably Aaron Donald will step in. We'll find out for sure. So we've got the setup for you, the Eagles and the Sandies. Sandies in black uniforms, gold pinstripes, gold numbers, and caps with gold fronts on them and black bill. The Abilene Eagles, the visitors this afternoon, gray jerseys, gray pants, black sleeves on those gray jerseys, and black batting helmets. We've got a 3-man umpiring crew, 4-man umpiring crew. Now there's the second base umpire. And we're ready to go with the first of 7 innings in game 1 of the best of 3 here in the Bi-District round. First pitch comes in, and to Kay Reese, it will be ball 1. 1-0 the count. Xavier Dela Cruz in the on-deck circle for the Abilene Eagles. Next pitch is going to be outside corner and low. Let's call that one ball 2. So the count right now is 1 ball, 1 strike. To Reese, sophomore, rear back and fire. He's going to fire this one down the third baseline foul. So you're looking at 1 ball and 2 strikes to Reese. Right-handed batter once again. Reese looks really good for Abilene High. A sophomore varsity leader in basketball on the team that made the playoffs. And ironically, Eagle baseball team was eliminated in the Class 5A Bi-District round by the Amarillo High Sandies. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, outside and low, and the count is even. 2 balls and 2 strikes. A great crowd coming in on this windy afternoon in Lubbock, Texas. Seems like we've got more Abilene High fans than we do Amarillo High. Next pitch is going to be swung on and strike 3. So Reese gets a backward K in the scorebook. Out number 1 here in the top of the first. Here comes the second baseman for Abilene High. And this is Xavier Dela Cruz. Dela Cruz, right-handed batter. And he is a junior this year. Xavier steps into the play box. One thing we want to point out to our fans, first pitch is low for ball 1. If you look at the Eagle players and you're watching our video feed, you see a lot of blonde hair sticking out of the back of those golden helmets. And I guess you could call it the South Lake Carroll blonde, but team in a form of unity and trying to just get things going into the playoffs. A lot of them have blonde hair or blonde highlights. Next pitch to Dela Cruz is going to be low for ball 2. So 2-0 the count. I did ask Coach Brad Harmon, why didn't you dye your hair blonde? The next pitch is just the outside shade of the plate. Call that one strike 1. Coach Harmon has got a great sense of humor, folks, and we should be proud of him. Lifted his cap and he said, I ain't got no hair, Chuck. But anyway, the team is ready here in the playoffs. Dela Cruz trying to drive this one to the opposite field, and it just bends foul right after it goes over the first base box. So we are looking at an even count again with Dela Cruz, 2 balls, 2 strikes. And once again on the mound for Amarillo High is Tate. And he's going to brush one back real close. Count draws full. It's 3-2 the count. And inside that is ball 4. So Dela Cruz, the first base runner in the game, moves over to first. And so the Eagles have 1 out, 1 on, and George Ferguson comes in. And George, one of the sophomores also, he has pretty much been the mainstay of the pitching staff, but this evening he's the third baseman, and he'll be facing Tate. Dela Cruz a generous lead away from first from the stretch. And this is inside and tight, but called strike 1 by the umpire. Once again, a 4-man umpiring crew, 1 behind each base and a home plate ump. So 1-1 is the count. From the stretch again, Tate, and this one is tight but low, and that is ball one. 1 ball, 1 strike. Eagles down the first baseline. They are the visitors. We've got a brisk wind at about 15 miles an hour coming out of the northeast. So it's blowing right in the face of the batters. Throw back to first, not in time. Welding's able to slide in and avoid the sweep tag. First baseman playing close to the bag. Third playing out. Second and short are at the edge of the grass. And even though the wind is blowing into the face of the batters, you look at left, center, and right, and they're all playing deep. So now you have 1 ball and 2 strikes to Ferguson. And a swing and a miss, and that's the second out in this inning as Ferguson strikes out. And the second strikeout for Tate. So with 1 on and 2 gone, here comes John Miles Wagstaff. He's the Eagle catcher. He's one of the blonde boys this evening. Wears number 11 on his gray Eagle jersey. Steps in right-handed. And looking at, got airplanes flying overhead. Sounds like jets. First pitch to Wagstaff is ball 1. 1-0 the count. Next pitch from Tate. Connell Coley is on deck for Abilene High if needed, 2 away. And the second pitch to Wagstaff is ball 2. 2-0 the count. Shortstop's ooching up a little bit. Here's a chopper, 1 hop. Short's going to get it. Will he sidearm it to the first baseman, and he's going to be safe. First baseman dropped the ball, so Wagstaff is safe on first. And let's see how we score that one. It could have gone either way. Dela Cruz moves over to second base. And we will see. And a courtesy runner comes in for Wagstaff as he'll go and put on his regalia as the catcher. 2 outs. And Gavin Coley is going to be the next batter for Abilene High. Tate from the stretch, low, but just nipped the corner of the plate for strike 1. Connell, one of the taller Eagles that playing on this varsity team this year, and right down the middle of the watermelon is that cut for a strike. So kind of looking right now at a 0-2 count. So again, runners on first and second, however, 2 away here in the top of the first for the Abilene Eagles. And Tate gets him to swing at it, and that will be out number 3 here in the first. The Eagles will send 5 to the plate, and they'll leave 2 on. No hits, pardon me, no runs. And Abilene High will take the infield as Amarillo High gets ready to come to bat. And we're coming to you on AISD Live. We'll be back in a moment. And we go back to the bottom of the first inning. Abilene High got no runs, 1 hit, and left 2 on base. So we go to the top of the order for Amarillo High. The leadoff player is going to be Melo Castillo. He's the shortstop, followed by Tate, Blackwell, and then Austin Slide. And the first pitch coming in from Churchill is ball 1 to Castillo. And he's going to quick pitch the second one, and that is ball 2. 2-0 the count. And he's going to see a strike go right past him in the right third of the plate for strike 1 to Castillo. And a good battery for today's game, Kemp Churchill and John Miles Wagstaff. Here's a hopper, goes over Churchill and picked up, but they're going to hold on to it instead of throw it away. Good decision for Abilene High's shortstop. And so we will see right now the next batter for Amarillo High, and that's going to be Tate Blackwell. Blackwell is the next batter. And Blackwell is the second baseman for the Sandies. Once again, Amarillo High, black jerseys, gold pinstripes, black helmets, and the Eagles, gray shirts, gray pants, black sleeves, and black numbers. And pitch out, get him off at first, and he's safe. Pitch out from Wagstaff, trying to get it over to Coley, and just barely missed him, getting him for an out. So you do have ball 1 to Blackwell. Bat's right-handed, holds the bat a little higher over his right shoulder than some of the other batters at this level, and he's going to swing, pop this one up over the screen, and that will take our count to 1 ball and 1 strike, as it just came over the screen, over the press box. So Blackwell batting with a 1-1 count. On first is Castillo. Next pitch coming from Churchill. He takes the signal and a square bunt. Ball on the ground, picked up Churchill. Throws it to first, gets it to Coley. That will be a 1-3 for out number 1. And right now, we've got a runner going to second base. That's Castillo. So you've got 1 out, a runner at second. And that's going to bring up the left-handed batter for the Sandies, and that's Austin Sluder, S-L-U-D-E-R. And he is the center fielder for the Sandies. Once again, bats lefty, steps in, wide stance into the batter's box, a little closer to the inside line of the box. Sluder, Churchill looking at what to throw him first. And first pitch outside to Sluder is ball 1. 1-0 the count. 1 out, 1 on for the Sandies. Once again, they had a 20-10-1 season. They came out of their district tied, and they ended up losing the coin toss to go second. Next pitch from Churchill is ball number 2. 2-0 the count. Truman Young is our broadcast coordinator here at AISD Live, coming to you from Lubbock's Cooper High School field. They are the Pirates. And next pitch will come in to Sluder. It is a 2-0 count. Churchill from the stretch. Righty has his plant foot on the mound. This whole field is turf. And now ball 3 to Churchill. 3 pitches, 3 balls thrown to Sluder. Very nicely manicured field. The infield and the track around is kind of a chocolate brown. and the outfield, and then the infield, of course, is green turf. And next pitch, ball, strike one. Good batting coaches will tell you if you're at a 3-0, take the next pitch, and that's what Sluter did. It's Churchill once again from the stretch. Outfield medium depth for Abilene High. And a pitch outside, and you will have Sluter take a base on ball, so you'll have runners at first and second. And right now, you're looking at Jimmy Escajada. And Escajada is the catcher for Amarillo High. He steps in, he looks down the baseline. Brandon Johnson coaching in the third base box. Had a good visit with him. First time I met him, he was on Craig Yinzer's coaching staff at Midland High many years ago. And first pitch is strike one to Escajada. And by the way, Tuesday night, if you're looking for something really fun to do, starting at 5 o'clock at the Annex track next to Shotwell Stadium, it's the annual area-wide 5th grade track. We'll talk about that in just a moment. 1-1 to count to Escajada. Next pitch is high for ball one. 1-1 to count. AISD sanctions the 5th graders from the respective elementary schools throughout the Abilene area, and you get to see some really good young kids, boys and girls in the relays. The next pitch is inside for ball two, and it just almost seemed like only a handful of years ago I got to see a kid named Braden Henry run in the area-wide 5th grade track meet. Eagle fans, he's done okay, hasn't he? So it is 3-0. And a foul over the Eagle dugout. So the count is even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Seen some pretty remarkable young 5th graders over the years. It used to be at McMurray, and this year they moved it to the Annex track. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, 2 on. Next pitch is chopped foul. So now you're looking at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Escajada will step out of the batter's box and then taking the tape is in the on-deck circle for Amarillo High. Wind has let down a little bit, not just a couple of scattered clouds in the area, but last week it was thunderstorms all over the place. Foul down the first baseline, count still stays even. The runners were on the go, and they'll recoil and go back to their respective bags at this point. This guy was making Churchill throw a lot of pitches. Camp can give you a lot of good innings also. He's going to step off the mound right now and plant his right foot on the right corner of the rubber. Second and short, playing close to the runner. And here's one popped up, and they're calling it in center field. Here's the catch. Runners stay put. A good job of moving underneath that one as Brenner Paul makes the catch in center field. That is going to be the second out in this inning for Amarillo High. So 2 out and 2 on. Taking the tape. Left-hander. Step in, as we mentioned in the pregame portion, he wears number 34, which is a good number for a pitcher if you're a Nolan Ryan fan from back in the day with Detroit, or excuse me, with Anaheim, after it was for the Ranger. 2 outs. Churchill's first pitch takes the left side of the plate for called strike one. Churchill so far has allowed 1 hit and has walked the batter down 2. Just good defensive play for Abilene High. Next pitch, outside a little bit high. Tate now looks at a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Eagle fans, your flags are looking very predominant down the first base line and over the dugout. Churchill shakes off the signal from Wagstaff. Now he's rearing back on the stretch once again. And a swing, and a big swing for Tate. And he's looking at 1 ball and 2 strikes. By district round of the Class 5A state baseball playoffs, 3-game set, best of 2 will advance into playoffs. Churchill got him to swing in a big one on that one. Now it's 1 and 2. Churchill looks, checks the runners, rears back, a little high and outside. Churchill, I think, wanted him to chase that one. Tate didn't bite. Even count, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Eagles stranded 2 on the base paths in the top of this inning. We're in the bottom of the first. Churchill again checks, and it is a swing and strike 3. It's Tate. Went after that one, and Churchill got him, so that is out number 3. As the Sandies have come to bat in the bottom of the first, they sent 5 to the plate, stranded 2. Let's go to the second here on AISD Live.
Are you looking to build a solid future in AISD? The construction program at the Lift is a perfect place to start. You'll develop practical skills working with top-of-the-line equipment and learn the techniques employers are looking for. Plus, with expert instructors guiding you, you'll be ready to jump into the workforce or continue your education in construction. We are building foundations today for the students that shape tomorrow. Join the construction program at the Lift in AISD.
Let's go to the top of the second inning. We're scoreless as Abilene High comes back for the second time in this game. And we'll go to the number 7, 8, and 9 batters. Yeah, 6, 7, and 8 batters for the Eagles. You've got Gavin Coley, followed by Kim Churchill and Brenner Paul. So Coley, Churchill, and Paul will be facing Tate for the first time. Tate did give up 1 hit, he walked 1, and the Eagles stranded 2 on the base pad. So we get ready to go. And the right fielder for Abilene High, Coley, takes the first pitch, and that is strike 1. And Gavin, a sophomore, and he's going to foul tip 1 into the screen for strike 2. That was just tipped off the barrel of its bat and came right into the screen. So 0-2 the count. And swing and a miss, 3 pitches in the first out here in the bottom of the second for Abilene High. Coming up next is going to be Cam Churchill. And Churchill bats left. As we referenced in the previous inning, he is the pitcher for Abilene High. So Tate looking for Churchill. First pitch is low for a ball 1 to count. And then Brenner Paul is on deck. And next pitch outside and wide for ball 2. To another count, 1 out. The outfield playing up at third and first, second and short back. And this one is called strike right down the middle. As your left and center are playing close, your right fielder about 2/3 depth. Got 330 down the left and right lines, and that one's called a strike. Kemp looked at that one like, are you sure? And right now it is a count where we're even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Churchill swings, he's gonna foul this one out and play down the third base line. So you've got 330 down left and right field line, and a big green monster, 390 in center field. That's a 20-foot tall fence. 2-2 the count. Churchill waits on that one, called strike 3. So the first 2 batters here in the top of the second for Abilene High go down on strikeouts. Brenner, Paul. Now step in. And Brenner stepping in as his center fielder for Abilene High. 2 away. Here in the top of the first, still scoreless. First pitch to Brenner, and he's going to put one on the ground. 3 hops short. Second baseman gets it. First baseman has to squat to get the throw, but that will go as a 4-3 ground out for Abilene. 3 up and 3 down. We get ready to go to the bottom of the second. Still Abilene High nothing. Amarillo High nothing on AISD Live. Facing Camp Churchill. Here's the first pitch, bottom of the second, call. Strike 1 to Gabriel Ortiz. Ortiz, the third baseman for Amarillo High. We're glad you're here. About mid-70s temperature-wise, but the wind is definitely blowing the flag. He's going to swing. 1 hop. The shortstop for Abilene High can't get to it. That will go as a single for Ortiz. Good effort by the Eagles shortstop, and we throw in from center field. So 1 on, no outs. Coming back next is Jaden Cedillo. He's the designated hitter for the Sandies. It's a great way to spend a Friday evening, folks. We're glad you're along with us here on AISD Live. Churchill now pitching from the stretch, checks the runner at first. And Kemp throws, and it's going to be a swing and a miss for Cedillo, strike 1. Norrell is in the on-deck circle down the third baseline for the Sandies. They were originally called the Golden Sandstone. 1-1 account. Churchill from the stretch again, puts one just a little too much outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. We're in the bottom of the second. Both teams have stranded 2 batters in the first. The Eagles went 3 up, 3 down. Now we're in the bottom of the second. Churchill taking his time from the stretch runners back in this one. Low is the call. 2 balls, 1 strike. Eagles not on the bench, but they are at the guardrail in front of first base. Churchill's next pitch with a 2-1 count to Cedillo. And Cedillo, little grounder, flip that to second, go 1 double play, and he got him as that is the batter's good as a 6-4-3 double play, and that will be out number 1 and out number 2 for the Sandies. A good job at short for Abilene High. Picking it up was Rangel, threw it over to Dela Cruz, and then to Coley. So a good double play. Once again, 6-4-3 if you're scoring at home, and there are 2 outs. Coming to bat next will be Clayton Norrell for Amarillo High. Rear back and throw, first pitch, a little bit high outside to Norrell. It's going to be ball 1. Then the bottom of the order on deck is going to be Oliver Parsons for the Sandies. Let's see what happens now. And a foul into the screen, bring it to a 1 ball, 1 strike count. Eagle fans like that double play, and it just looked the batter as big time as you could get. So 1-1 is a count. Churchill once again from the stretch, taking his time. There's backfires this one. Fouled over the screen again. So right now Churchill is ahead in the count with 2 strikes and 1 ball to Morrell. Eagles in the outfield, medium depth accepted right, and he's deep right now. Third and first playing up. No runners on the base paths for Amarillo High. 1-2 the count. Churchill's going to rear back and fire this one. Outside shade of the plate. Now the count is even. 2 balls and 2 strikes. We are so glad you're with us here on AISD Live for Playoff Baseball. 2-2 the count, 2 away, and a swing. Foul down the third baseline. Count stays even for Norrell. And this one, game 1 of best of 3 series. We're in the bottom of the second, still scoreless. Churchill high leg kick outside of the zone. Now our count is full to Clayton Norrell. Norrell with 2 L's is a senior. And a swing and a miss, and Churchill got him.
Life's hectic, and we get it. But let's talk about something you can't afford to skip.
We're ready for you.
Your smile. At Orland Sobin & Partners, we get that your time is precious. That's why we offer same-day appointments, so you don't have to put your smile on the back burner. Our team of expert dentists combines cutting-edge technology with a passion for perfection.
Thank you for calling. This is 417. How can I help you?
Book your appointment. We'll see you soon.
And welcome back as we go to the top of the third, still scoreless. Abilene High and Amarillo High come to you on AISD Live. Coming to bat to start the top of the third inning. We'll go with the bottom of the order with John Rangel, then back to the top of the order with Cade Reese and Xavier Dela Cruz. So you've got 9-1 and 2, Rangel, Reese, and Dela Cruz. Still on the mound for the Sandies is going to be taking the tape. And right now we're ready to start. And we're waiting for a batter up. That's going to be John Rangel. As Rangel on the sophomores on this varsity team. Steps in, bats right-handed. He's ready to face Tate here in the bottom of, or pardon me, the top of the third. We're scoreless so far. One error had been charged against the Pirates. They've gotten 2 hits. And both teams in the first and in the second has stranded to a base runner. So Tate ready. Rangel looks. And here's the first pitch in the top of the third. Swing and a miss by Rangel. That is strike 1. It's again the bottom of the order, the number 9 batter for Abilene High. And the next pitch, just about the right third of the plate, called strike. So Tate ahead of Rangel right now. And he's going to poke one to right field, and it's going to bend foul. So the count stays 0-2. Rangel was trying to go to the opposite field, and it was all right. And I'm not really sure the wind didn't maybe push that one out of play, but he was trying to bend it down the first baseline and got into right field. And now we're looking at 0-2 again. And the next pitch called strike 3. Rangel thought it was 2 inside. Home plate umpire disagreed with him and called strike 3. Out number 1 here in the top of the third. Let's go back to the top of the order with Kane Reese. He is 0 for 1 with a strikeout in the first. Reese steps in, left-handed batter. And now he'll step out of the batter's box. You know the thing about these turf batter's boxes and lines, you don't scatter chalk. Reese squared the bunt and then withdrew his bat. Let's call that strike 1. So 0-1 with 1 out. Second batter here in the top of the third. Reese steps in. And the next pitch is low to Cade. And that is 1 ball, 1 strike. Eagles look in the on-deck circle, and you've got Xavier Dela Cruz. 1-1 with 1 away. Third baseman playing really up in anticipation of possible bunt. And a check swing called strike 2 to Reese. His grandfather, Leon Reese, was a very essential person to Little League back in the years. And Reese hits one. He goes under the glove of the first baseman, the pitcher, and Reese is balled out. The second baseman got the ball, picked it up, and just got it to the first base bag right before Reese could put his foot on the bag. That is out, number 2, as we're going to call that one a 4-3 ground out for out number 2. Here in the top of the third, Xavier Dela Cruz comes in. He drew a base on balls, and now he steps in for the second time this evening, batting right, and he's going to poke the ball into right field. They can't get to it. Is it in play? They will say it is a single for Dela Cruz. He is at first base, so here in the top of the third, the Eagles do have a base runner. And George Ferguson, 0 for 1 with a strikeout, comes to bat next. We would only suspect that in game 2 tomorrow, Ferguson may be the starting pitcher. 2 away, 1 on. So far, the Eagles 1 hit, 2 for Amarillo High. Amarillo High also called with an error. And the first pitch gets away as Tate throws it in. Dela Cruz goes to first, turns for third, and he's going to put his brakes on. So you have an Eagle in scoring position with great speed with Xavier Dela Cruz. And that one almost could have been counted as a pass ball to Ferguson. Next pitch will come in. Now they're actually changing out baseballs. It's 1-0 to George. He's one of these sophomores. He had a great season last year. Was freshman of the year in the district. It's 1-0. Dela Cruz at second. 2 away. Ferguson steps out of the batter's box. Once again, right-handed hitter. Brad Harmon in the third base coaching box, making contact with Dela Cruz, and the next pitch to Ferguson is ball 2. 0-2 the count to George. John Miles Wagstaff, who got the single in the first, is on deck for Abilene High. Outside and very low to Ferguson's ball 3. And you can hear the rowdiness in the crowd. Folks, that's the Eagle dugout cheering on their teammates. Dela Cruz on the bag at second. Well, he's a little bit off right now. And home plate umpire stops the action with Ferguson stepping out of the batter's box with a 3-0 count. Tate rears back and fires, and this one is called strike. You take that one on a 3-0. As Tate, a freshman, from the stretch here in game 1. Ferguson sees an inside pitch called strike 2. Now the count is full. George thought it was a little bit too inside. The plate umpire differed with him, so now you're looking at a full count. 3-2. Dela Cruz at second base. Ferguson at the plate for the Eagles, and a swing and a miss, and that is strike number 3 for Ferguson, and that will end the top of the first for the Abilene Eagles, as they will no runs, but they do get a hit, and they leave one on base. Let's go to the bottom of the third. We'll come back here on AIS Live as Amarillo comes to bat. We're still Abilene High nothing, Amarillo High nothing. It's my district championship game.
Sandies, left fielder, number 1, all over, first.
And we go to the bottom of the third inning. We're still scoreless so far, as we go to the bottom of the order with Oliver Parsons, and he'll step in to face Camp Churchill. Here in the bottom of the 3, Churchill, the righty, puts one a little bit low to Parsons. Let's call that one ball 1. So Parsons will be leading off here in the bottom of the third, and then we go back to the top of the order with Castillo and Blackwell. Here's a little hopper, glove by short, and it'll bounce in the first, and a great job for Abilene High. We're going to call that one a 6-3 ground out for out number 1. And let me just tell you right now, good job at short by Rangel. He picked it up and got it to Coley on the shortstop, the first baseman out. That's out number 1. Now let's go back to the top of the order for Amarillo High with Mello Castillo. Castillo did get a single in the first inning. And now he's back, right-handed batter again to face Churchill, and he's going to drive this one down the left field line. And the umpire says it's fair. Castillo digging for second. He'll put his brakes on there. That's going to be a double for Castillo. He is 2 for 2 hit-wise as he got that double, drove it down the third baseline and went into left field. Quick response by Abilene High getting the ball in, but that was before Castillo got the first turn and went to second. So here with one out and one on, you've got Tate Blackwell coming in. He ground out to the pitcher in his first at bat in the first inning. And Wagstaff going to the mound to talk to Churchill, comes back. Once again, takes his helmet off, and he's got that blonde hair that was kind of a team thing. So once again, one out, one on in scoring position. We're still scoreless here in the bottom of 3. Blackwell facing Churchill. You can see the wind blowing the jerseys of the Eagles in the outfield defensively. And first pitch is called strike one. Good, nice fastball. Went down the middle 2/3 of the plate. And Churchill had a little mustard on that one. 0-1 the count. Churchill from the stretch. Checking the runner at second again. Big righty puts one in a little bit low. He was trying for the same place. Just went a little low this time. So he had 1 ball and 1 strike. We are in the bottom of the 3rd. Game 1, best of 3 bi-district championship series. Churchill now from the stretch with the 1-1 with 1 out and 1 on. Checks the runner over his right shoulder. He's going to step off the mound. Wagstaff's going to trot out to the mound. And over the last decade, when a pitcher and a catcher talk, they both put their gloves over their mouths so that nobody I think some of that might have been a Houston Astro play several years ago, but we don't get into personalities. 1-1 the count. Blackwell, the right-handed hitter, steps in again. Camp looking at the sign from Wagstaff. Wanting to see if there's something he wants to throw at Blackwell. And Churchill kind of turns and looks. Castillo had taken the lead off the base, but the pivot wasn't quick enough to get Blackwell off of the bag. Now Blackwell's trying to run. Here is a foul that's popped up in front of the Eagle dugout, and it is a great catch at first base for Abilene High. Coming over and just trying to get that was Connell Coley. He made the catch, and that is going to be a pop out, and out number 2 for Amarillo on the pop to first. So with 2 out and 1 on, let's go to Austin Sluter. Sluter, left-handed batter, steps in, and Sluter drew a walk in his first at bat. Churchill would love to shut this inning down quick. We are scoreless so far here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Churchill high leg kick, and it's going to be a little bit low for ball 1. Once again, Tuesday night, 5 o'clock at the Annex track right next to Shotwell Stadium. It is the area-wide 5th grade track meet, boys and girls, and it's always exciting to see the kids from the various elementary schools. Next pitch to Sluter is called strike 1. Go and watch some really neat young people perform, and you may have the best time, but everybody's a winner at that track meet. So it's just a great opportunity. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs for Amarillo High here at the bottom of the 3rd. Camp Churchill holding his zone against this Amarillo High team, and it is ball. The runner's off the bag. They didn't catch him off. He was about where the shortstop was. And so that is ball 2 to Sluter. And the runner, Cedillo, trying to go for third, realizing it wasn't that quick. So he did recover back to the second base bag. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. And Sluter, the center fielder, steps into the left-handed batter's box one more time. Churchill from the stretch, checks the runner, Castillo at second, bears back and fires this one, swing and a miss, and that's strike 2 for Sluter. Count is even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. You gotta love this game. In fact, there was a Kevin Costner movie several years ago called For the Love of the Game. And you gotta love baseball. 2-2 the count with 2 away. Churchill back on the mound from the stretch. Sluter steps out, now the step back in. His right foot is a little closer to the line, like maybe trying to pull to the left. Let's see. And here's the next pitch. Churchill got him to swing at it. It was a fastball. Sluter went around for strike 3 and the third out here in the bottom of the third. As we go to the fourth, Abilene High nothing, Amarillo High nothing. We're coming right back on AISD Live.
Looking for a hands-on career path with high demand and great pay? The welding program at The Lift gives students real-world skills that lead to real opportunities. Whether it's gates or flatbeds, handrails or heavy equipment, if it's metal, you can weld it too. With great instruction, you can master all 4 major welding.
Hey future creators, are you ready to dive into the exciting world of video production? AISD's Digital Communications program is where your journey starts.
Take 3, Mark.
You can design the next iconic promo, broadcast all the big games, and produce your own short films, all at The Lift, where you'll get hands-on experience with the latest gear like cameras, sound mixers, lights, and more. Let your creativity shine. Start your journey in digital media with AISD.
And welcome back to the top of the 4th inning in Game 1 of the Bi-District Series in Class 4A as the Abilene Eagles have traveled here to Lubbock Cooper to take on the Sandies of Amarillo High. So far, we're scoreless. Abilene High with 1 hit, and the Pirates, pardon me, I'm looking at the scoreboard, it is Lubbock Cooper Pirates, but the Sandies have 3 hits, but they have been charged with 1 error. So let's go to the meat of the order as John Miles Wagstaff will be leading off, followed by Connor Coley and then Gavin Coley. So you've got 4, 5, and 6 batting for the Eagles has taken Tate on the mound for Amarillo High. First pitch, swung on and missed by Wagstaff. Let's call that one strike 1. Good game so far, as we are scoreless, and right now we're at the top of the 4th. Next pitch comes in, strike 2 to Wagstaff. Wagstaff, one of these seniors, he's got to make the college choice right now. Swing and a miss, and that's strike 3. So 3 pitches, and the first out here in the top of the 4th. Wagstaff sits down, and here comes Connell Coley, the first baseman, who made a great snag on a throw across the diamond to get one of the outs in the last inning. Now Connell will step in. And the first pitch from Tate is going to be driven to right field, and the right fielder makes a gladiator dive to try to catch it in right field, and that will be out number 2. Coley just drove it to the right fielder for Amarillo High, and what a catch by the right fielder out there for Clinton Rodriguez on that catch. So 2 up and 2 down here in the top of the 4th. And now you've got Gavin Coley. He is 0 for 1 with a strikeout in the 2nd. We're in the top of the 4th. Tate rears back, fires, and Gavin fouls one down the first baseline. Call that a strike. On deck is Camp Churchill if needed. The Eagles win 3 up and 3 down in the 2nd. This next pitch is called strike 2 to Coley. So Tate's got him at an 0-2 advantage with 2 away, nobody on. The next pitch is going to be driven right to the first baseman on a line out to first, and the Eagles go 3 up and 3 down here in the top of the 4th. We are halfway through this first game in the Bi-District Championship Series. We go to the bottom of the 4th, Abilene 9-0, Amarillo High 0. We'll be back with more on AISD. Wow.
Leading off with Sandies. Number 3, Jimmy Escajeda.
And welcome back to the bottom of the 4th. We're halfway through. We're scoreless. Leading off the meat of the order as you're looking at 4, 5, and 6, Jimmy Escada. And he lined out in his first at bat. He's 0 for 1. First pitch coming in from Churchill is strike 1. So far, a good afternoon for Camp Churchill. Next pitch comes in as strike 2. So Churchill definitely has an advantage with an 0-2 count over the catcher from Amarillo High. Next pitch just misses the shade on the outside plate. Let's call that ball 1. 1-2 the count. Infield playing back, outfield playing medium depth. The next pitch is right down the middle of the plate, but a little bit low. So the count is even with 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2-2 the count. Here in the bottom of the 4th, 4, 5, and 6 batting for Amarillo High. And inside pitch, did it hit him? They said he was hit by pitch. Now the home plate umpire steps out in front of the plate with his right hand. He's pointing back to the batter's box. And so Escoda comes back. The coaches from Amarillo High are having a discussion down the third baseline. And this may take a little while, folks, but we just want to also remind you, in the state playoffs of the Lady Eagles varsity softball team, they've got the second round series coming up this weekend. And then again, we also have the area-wide 5th grade track meet next Tuesday at the Shotwell Annex track next to Shotwell Stadium. So right now we are looking at a 3-2 count. Escoda at the plate. Home plate umpire is getting everybody calmed down. And now ready to go. Full count. Churchill's next pitch is driven into the infield, and a great catch at shortstop for Abilene High, as it is a pop too short, and that is one out here in the bottom of the fourth for Amarillo High. With one away, nobody on. Here comes Tegan Tate, T-A-E-G-E-N Tate, and the lefty facing Churchill for just the second time this evening. Strike on the outside corner to Tate. Pitcher facing pitcher in this particular matchup. Second and short now, backed up third, playing down the baseline, swinging and miss for strike number 2 to Tate. Churchill looking at one out. We're in the bottom of the fourth. No score so far, and a little bit high. And Churchill put that one out there just to see if he'd chase the outside pitch. So 1-2 the count, and outside now, 2 balls, 2 strikes to Tate. Love to see the Abilene High fans show up like they have tonight for this game 1 in this series. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, nobody on for the Sandies. And now it's a little high and outside. We've got a full count on Tate. As, let's see, we've got 1, 2. This is the third batter for Amarillo High to go with a full count. And that is ball 4. So Tate will take the base on balls. We've got a runner at first. Tate is coming in. He will get a courtesy runner as the pitcher. Coming in as the courtesy runner for the Sandies is going to be Talon Jones. So a runner first, 1 out. And Churchill right now talking to Wagstaff. We're waiting for the next batter, and this will be Gabriel Ortiz. Ortiz got a single in his first bat in the second, and then was a victim of a 6-4-3 double play where he was thrown out at second. Churchill ready to throw, swing, and strike 1 to Ortiz. He got his hit on the second pitch when he came to bat in the second inning. 1-1 the count. Jones is the courtesy runner. He's going to take off, try to get to second. He'll be called back to first. Ortiz, foul down the first baseline, and he's looking at an 0-2 count. No balls, 2 strikes. Jones looks like a sprinter trying to come off of the bag at first. And the sun is now giving us a little bit of leeway as shadows are sneaking up down the third baseline here at Pirate Stadium at Lubbock. Now the next pitch, framed up and called strike 3. Little hesitation from the home plate umpire, but when he raised that right hand, there was no doubt that was out number 2 for Churchill. So far, that is his 4th strikeout here in this game. 2 away, 1 on, and another lefty coming up, and that is Jaden Cedillo, the DH, as he was the first out in that 6-4-3 double play. So with 1 away runner at second, Cedillo comes to bat, and he's going to swing at the first pitch. The lefty pops it up. Dela Cruz right underneath it, and he'll make the catch. So the pop to second is out number 3. Dela Cruz had to look up and catch that one in the sun, but now we have played 4 innings complete in game 1 of the bi-district series. Abilene High, nothing. Amarillo High, nothing. We'll be back with more on AISD Live.
Hey, future creators. Are you ready to dive into the exciting world of video production? AISD's Digital Communications program is where your journey starts.
Take 3, Mark.
You can design the next iconic promo, broadcast all the big games, and produce your own short films all at the Lift, where you'll get hands-on experience with the latest gear like cameras, sound mixers, lights, and more. Let your creativity shine. Start your journey in digital media with AISD.
Let's go to the top of the 5th here in Lubbock this evening. Abilene High, nothing. Amarillo High, nothing. We go to the top in the scoreless battle district game 1 of the championship series. Eagles getting ready to come back. We'll go to the bottom 3rd of the batting order for Abilene High. Kim Churchill, along with Brennan Paul and John Rangel on the mound for the Sandy varsity. It's going to be their right-handed freshman, and that's Tegan Tate. So ready to bat is Churchill. He bats left. And let's see, Camp so far, he's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. This is his 2nd plate appearance as we are in the top of the 5th. First pitch comes in, a blazing fastball, call that one strike 1. Churchill 1 step out of the batter's box, will step back in, wide stance, batting left-handed. Third baseman playing up, 2nd and short playing back, outside pitch, ball 1, Churchill. You look at left playing a little more in, and center field playing deep as well as right field for the Sandies. Next pitch comes in, swing and a miss by Churchill, and that is 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. We knew these guys would match up well. In fact, Abilene High defeated them in the state baseball playoffs last year. And Amarillo High comes in with a really well-coached team. As Churchill steps out, he has a 1 ball, 2 strike count. The wind once again coming out of the northeast. Pitch outside, and now we have an even count. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Churchill, Camp Churchill, I'm thinking of the other cousin. An inside pitch, called strike 3. Churchill got caught looking on that one. And he's 0 for 2 this evening with 2 strikeouts. Now we go to Brennan Paul. Brennan Paul, the center fielder for Abilene High, ground out in his first appearance. 1 down, nobody on. Here in the top of the 5th. Brenner, younger brother of former Eagle great Beckham Paul. And the first pitch outside shade of the plate to Brenner is strike 1. 0-1 the count. On deck is the bottom of the order with John Rangel. Here's the pitch right back to the pitcher. Underhand toss from Tate to first. We're going to call that one a 1-3 and out number 2 here in the top of the 5th. John Rangel now will come in and bat for Abilene High. He's over with a strikeout as well.
John Rangel.
John bats right-handed. Tate trying to get out of this inning without the Eagles giving him any damage. So far, no runs. Rangel stepping out for the first pitch, out of the batter's box, adjusts his grip on the bat. Here's the first pitch outside Rangel. That is ball 1. Then you go back to the top of the order on deck with Caden Reese. 1-0 count. And the inside pitch, Reese had to kind of step back to keep from getting his belt buckle shined, but it was inside and broke to be strike 1. 1-1 to Captain Reese. He's going to hit a number, and home plate umpire says no hit. And the ball came down off the barrel of the bat in foul territory. And Reese went down. So now it's 1-2. Brad Harmon coming out to talk to Reese. Right fielder for Abilene High. And a little bit of coaching going on down the third base sideline for Abilene High. So Reese looking at a 1-2 and 2 away. Eagles have gone 3 up and 3 down in 2 of their innings. They're trying to avoid that one here in the 5th. And this one is low. Rangel now wants an even count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Once again. And here's a chopper, foul down the third baseline to Rangel. Once again, Reese on deck to go to the top of the order. If this at-bat can stay alive for Abilene. I like this way the stadium's set up. It'll be a black field, folks. And here's a foul down the first base. Count stays 2-2. The sunshine has diminished a little bit. The shadows aren't near as prominent as they were. A chopper down third baseline again. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And that was the 7th pitch in this advance, John Rangel. Next pitch is low, and the count is full. Truman Young and the AISD crew taking care of us tonight here in Lubbock. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Rangel will swing and miss, and that is going to be strike 3. So the Eagles go 3 up and 3 down here in the top of the 5th. And we will go to the bottom of the 5th. Abilene High, nothing. Amarillo High, nothing. Here in Game 1 of the Bi-District Series in the Class 5A State Playoff. We'll be back with more on AISD.
Leading off on the Sandies, first baseman number 15, North.
Let's come back to the bottom of the 5th here on AISD Live. So far, Abilene High nothing, Amarillo High nothing. And we'll go to the bottom of the order with Norrell and Parsons, and then back to the top of the order. So you've got 8, 9, and 1 in your 3 batters from Amarillo High. Churchill's first pitch, swing and a miss. To Norrell, that's strike 1. So far, the line score, Abilene High 1 hit, no runs, and Amarillo High 3 hits, 1 error, no runs. Next pitch from Churchill, a little bit high for ball 1 to the first baseman of Amarillo High, Clayton Norrell. 1 ball, 1 strike here in the bottom of the 5th, and Norrell sees one come just below his kneecaps for ball number 2. 1 Strike 2 balls in this at bat, 2-1 to the count to Norrell. He hits one right back to the mound. Churchill gets it, underhands it over to Coley. That will go as a 1-3 ground out. Out number 1 here in the bottom of the 5th for Amarillo High. Coming up next is Oliver Parsons, the left fielder for Amarillo High so far. He's 0 for 1 with a 6-3 ground out. Now he bats left. He's going to step in to face Churchill for the 2nd time. And Churchill from the stretch puts one up. Norrell drives one. It's going deep in left field. There's the catch, and that is out number 2. Just a line drive to the center fielder for Abilene High. Coming down with it was Brenner Paul. He just looked up into the high plane sky and saw it right into the web of his glove. That is out number 2. Now let's go back to the top of the order with Melo Castillo. He's 2 for 2 with a single and a double, and he'll step in to face Churchill for the 3rd time this evening. Churchill from the stretch gets the call from Wagstaff. High leg kick with his right leg, rears back. This one is high, almost chin high to Castillo, and that is ball 1. And Castillo hits one, grounder, picked up by the short, thrown across the diamond, but not in time. A great effort for Abilene High, as they just couldn't quite get it from shortstop to first, and a great effort by Rangel, just couldn't get it to Coley. So there is a runner with 2 outs for Amarillo High, runner at first, and then you go to Tate Blackwell, who's grounded out and popped out. Churchill ready, checking the runner at first. So Castillo, he's 3 for 3 at the plate. Throw back to first, not in time, the high throw, and Coley had to get up like he was going for a rebound on that throw from Churchill. And we're going to call that one ball 1. No, it is a no pitch because it was a pivot by Churchill trying to get the runner off base. Churchill once again from the stretcher, backfires this one. It will go over Churchill's head. Touching the bag is Dela Cruz, and that will be out number 3 on the unassisted ground out to second base, and out number 3. So the Sandies will send 4 to the batter's box, and they will not score a run. So we go through 5. No score so far. Abilene High nothing. Amarillo High nothing. We'll be back with the 6th on AIS.
Hey Abilene students, do you want to spark up your future? The Lift Electrical Department connects classroom learning with real-life electrical work. Learn to wire, troubleshoot, and to power up the world. From basic circuits to advanced electrical systems, you are prepared for high-demand careers, certifications, and real-world experience all here at the Lift. Not sure about college? The Lift Electrical program equips you with the necessary skills to jump straight into a career after high school. Light up your future today and join the Lift Electrical Technologies program.
And welcome back as we go to the top of the 5th inning. We're still scoreless in game 1 of the Body District Series. Abilene High coming to bat, and we'll also go back to the top of the order with Kate Reese, Xavier Dela Cruz, and George Ferguson. That inning ended on a really good unassisted tag at second. Dela Cruz got up, took 3 steps, touched the bag. So as we get ready to go to the top of the 5th, Kate Reese coming to bat. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a ground out. Batting left-handed. And still Tegan Tate going the full distance so far for the Sandies. Let's start the 5th. Tate on the mound, and home plate umpire said, you're taking a little too much time. Reese will step back in. Here's the first pitch, and a bunt, one hop. Pitcher's gonna get it, try to throw it to first, and he's out. Good hustle by Tate, getting the ball across the diamond to first. That will go as a 1-3 ground out on the attempted bunt from Reese. Out number one. Second batter in the order is now going to be Xavier Dela Cruz. He's drawn a base and a single. He drew a base on balls in the first on a full count. Very patient. Xavier is a patient young man at the plate. Tate shaking off the call from his catcher. Dela Cruz steps out of the batter's box and back in. Tate's first pitch is going to be high to Dela Cruz for ball one. Both of these pitchers, Churchill and Tate, have thrown a lot of pitches and they're going the distance. Dela Cruz swings foul down over the Eagles dugout. 1 ball, 1 strike. This one's scheduled for at least 7. We're in the top of the 5th. Abilene High batting right now. Tate's next pitch, little chopper, foul right behind the plate. And Xavier looking at a 1-2 count. On deck is George Ferguson. Ferguson in the on-deck circle. 1-2 the count. And Dela Cruz puts one going to the shortstop. He picks it up, fires it across the first baseman's off the bag. So Dela Cruz is safe at first with the single. You have 2 outs, 1 on. And Ferguson, who is due, he's 0 for 2. With a strikeout, and George come in back right-handed. He may be the tallest guy on the team, and that's an adjustment. If you're Tate, you're throwing at a short batter and now a tall batter. Xavier at first, about a 4-step lead off of the bag towards second. Tate from the stretch, rears back, high pitch to Ferguson. Ball 1. 1-0 the count. Here in the top of the 6th, Ferguson chops one down the third baseline. This thing is foul. Dela Cruz goes to second. He's going to third. They're windmilling him home, and Xavier will touch the plate, and it's an RBI double for Ferguson, and the Eagles take the lead as Dela Cruz scores all the way from first as Ferguson just hit it right down the third baseline, and the ball got out there. The left fielder had to hustle for it. Dela Cruz was already at second and then turned, and he was being windmilled home by Coach Harmon in the third base box, and Abilene High takes the lead. They break the shutout as the Eagles lead 6-1 on the third hit of the game. And now coming to bat is going to be John Miles Wagstaff. The Eagles only have 1 out and a runner, and Ferguson in scoring position at second base. Wagstaff sees the first pitch, goes low. That is ball 1. And Ferguson does get the RBI on the double, which scored Dela Cruz all the way from first. So you've got a 1-0 count to Wagstaff. Shortstop almost lining up in the back pocket of Ferguson. Second baseman playing almost like a midfielder between first and second. And a swing and a miss by Wagstaff makes it 1 ball and 1 strike. What looked like it was going to be a blustery, windy day in Lubbock has turned out to be a sunshiny day with a couple of sparse clouds. And Wagstaff swings again. Now he's looking at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Eagles do have 1 out. That was the leadoff here in the top of the 6th. 1-2. Wagstaff swings and a miss, and that is a strikeout for out number 2 for Abilene High. So with a runner on second, 1 run scored, 2 away, Connor Coley comes in. He is 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a line out to the right fielder. Coley is a hitter, folks. Let's see what kind of ball he's going to get from Tate Lowe, and that is ball 1. Ball 1 the count. Tate looking like he's starting to get a little tired as he adjusted his right sleeve. And the next pitch is strike 1 to Connor. 1 ball, 1 strike here in the 6th. This one's scheduled for 7. Abilene High finally taking the lead here in the top of the 6th. And the Eagles look like they're doing like a gator clap or something. This one inside nearly got Connor. And that is ball 2. Kind of arms fully extended, and now Florida State, their fans will do a gator clap. That's what it looks like in the Eagle dugout they're doing right now. 2-1 is the count. Coley. And a foul down the first baseline brings the count even. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And a Friday night in Lubbock. Game 2 will be tomorrow at 11 a.m. here at the same field. And we'll try to light up AISD Live for you on that broadcast as well. And low pitch makes it a full count to Connell. And taking Tate, maybe showing a little wear and tear in the top of the 6th. And here's a chopper down the third baseline, foul. Coley comes back to the batter's box. Good hustle by the third base, but the ball had already bounced out of play. Big George Ferguson was headed from second to third pretty quickly as well. Full count once again to Coley. Tate from the stretch, shakes off the first signal from his catcher. Here comes the next one, and it is strike 3 called. So the Eagles will get 1 run on 2 hits, and they'll leave 1 on base. As we go to the bottom of the 6th, Abilene High leads Amarillo High 1-0 on AISD Live. Welcome back to the bottom of the 6th inning. Abilene High leading 1-0 over Amarillo High here in Game 1 Best of 3 by-district series. We're coming to you from Lubbock's Cooper High School, Pirate Field. And as we go to the bottom of the 6th, you look at 3, 4, and 5 in the batting order as you got Slood along with Escanada and Tate. Here's the first pitch coming in from Churchill, called strike 1. to Austin Sluder. Next pitch, foul down the third baseline, and you're looking at an 0-2 count to Sluder. As he went to chase that pitch coming in from Churchill. Now 0-2 is the count. A little high and outside. See if he wanted to chase that one outside. He didn't. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Seen some really good baseball on this field as a neutral side over the years. Churchill's next pitch, going for the outside of the plate a little bit too wide. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2-2 the count. Let's see what Churchill does. He's going to pitch from the stretch. Now he's going to step off backwards off the rubber. And the Eagles playing close to third and first, second and short playing deep, and about medium depth all the way from left to right in the outfield. And the next pitch, fouled down the third baseline again. Count still stays even. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Eagle fans digging in, watching this one with anticipation. They'd like to be up 1 before they go to the second game in this series. Churchill rails back, swing and a miss, and that's a strikeout for Sluder as he went chasing that one. That's out number 1 here in the game so far. Churchill is doing well as that is his 6th strikeout of a Sandy. So with 1 down and 6 strikeout, Camp Churchill looking really good. Now it looks like we may have a pinch hitter, and that is going to be Golden Howell in the place of Escoda. So Golden Howell as the pinch hitter. Now will step in as a left bat. And the first pitch comes in to Howell, and that is strike 1 from Churchill. Next pitch, fouled down the third baseline. And now he's 0-2 with this batter. Camp right now being very select on what recommendations he takes from Wagstaff. 0-2 the count, 1 away. And this one outside shade of the plate. That takes it to ball 1. And as in the previous batter, Churchill pitched a little bit outside just to see if he would chase it. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Howell. They're back and fire. Check swing. And the appeal down to the third base umpire, home plate umpire, pointed down the line to the third. And the check swing is called a ball. So now it is an even count again. Amarillo High, no runs on 4 hits. Abilene High, 1 run on 3. Churchill's next pitch. Outside brings the count 4. 3-2 the count. Left-handed batting Howell comes in, and it is strike 3. They called him on that. Howell wanted to walk towards first base. Home plate umpire called him back on the strike. Howell thought he was going to get a free ride on the ball. And that is out number 2 here in the bottom of the 6th with 2 away. Taking the tape will come in. He drew a base on balls, and he's had a strikeout. Churchill's next pitch is ball, strike 1 to take.
Number 34.
Wow. Eagle fans, you gotta like this one, even though it's bringing some tense moments. And a swing and a miss for strike 2. Churchill so far getting him to chase his fastball. 0-2 the count with 2 away. And let's see what Churchill gives him. Outside, and it's going to bounce in front of the plate. We're going to call that one ball 1. That one just bounced in front of Wagstaff and let it go back to the backstop. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Churchill once again taking his time. High leg kick puts this one in, and it is high for ball 2. Once again, even count for Camp Churchill. Tate did draw a full count base on balls in the 4th. And this one's fouled down the third baseline, out of play. Count stays even at 2-2. So Truman, your crew has done a really good job this evening on this broadcast. Thanks for everybody that's been a part of this one. Inside pitch brings the count 4 to Tate. As it just a little bit too inside. Full count. Payoff pitch coming up with 2 outs. Churchill rears back, fires, and another foul into the net behind the plate. So once again, a payoff pitch opportunity coming out. Camp Churchill would love to send them 3 up and 3 down. He has done that in 2 innings in this game. We're in the bottom of the 6th so far. And it is strike 3. The batter started trotting to first, and the plate umpire said, "No, young man, you go sit down." And so for the 3rd inning, we end the 6th with 3 up and 3 down from Amarillo High. We'll go to the 7th inning. Abilene High coming to bat here on AISD Live. Eagles leading 1-0.
After 6 innings, Abilene High 1.
You're listening to AISD Live, Abilene ISD's exclusive home for streaming live games and events. For more live events featuring your favorite AISD students and teams, stay tuned to AISDlive.org, follow us on the AISD Live Facebook page, or subscribe to our Abilene ISD YouTube channel. Visit the AISD Live website for sponsorship opportunity information. Enjoy the game.
And we go to the top of the 7th inning. This one's scheduled for 7 in Game 1 of the Bi-District Series. Abilene High leads 1-0 over Amarillo High. And right now, we're going to go to number 6, 7, and 8 in the batting order. The Gavin Coley followed by Ken Churchill and Brendan Paul. So Coley, Churchill, and Paul are your scheduled batters for here at the top of the 7th here in this first game of the 3-game series. And right now, Gavin Coley ready to step in. Pitcher throwing warm-up pitches, and we have a pitching check. No, we don't. Tate stayed in. We thought we were about to see one, but no. Tate is throwing his warm-up pitches. So Tate will stay on the mound for the Sandies. And now Gavin Coley will step in. Coley so far is 0-2 with a strikeout and a lineout. You would like to think he's due right now. 3rd playing up really close. First baseman playing back, as well as 2nd and short. And here's one right. 3rd baseman, one hop, gets it, flies it across, and that will go as a 5-3 ground out. Out number 1 here in the top of the 7th for Abilene High. Count Churchill, who's 0-2 with a pair of strikeouts, will be batting next for the Abilene Eagles. Churchill steps in. Tate from the stretch, puts one right in, and it is going to be strike 1 to count. So 1-1 to count. Next pitch coming in from Tate. There's 1 out. You're in top of the 7th. Churchill steps out of the batter's box. And now he steps back in, and it's going to be a blooper. One hop, shortstop. Can Churchill beat it out? No, the throw across the diamond. That will go as a 6-3 ground out for out number 2. So here at the top of the 7th, Eagles lead 1-0. This one's scheduled for 7th, and we got 2 up and 2 down. Here is Brenner Paul. Tate trying to go the distance. 2 away. First pitch, Paul swings. Strike 1. 0-1 the count, 2 away. Eagle fans are getting excited. They still do have the only run scored, and it's a 1-0 lead. Brenner Paul swings, goes over the third baseman's head. It's rolling all the way to the wall. Brenner digging for a second, and he'll have a stand up, double, and a possible go-ahead run. He's in scoring position, but Brenner Paul gets the double. And right now the Eagles with 2 away and a runner in scoring position. An insurance run would be really sweet. John Rangel, 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts, steps in. Here in the top of the 7th. Tate serves one outside. Catcher, good recovery. It nearly went wild. 1-0 the count. If necessary, we go back to the top of the order for the next batter for Abilene High. And Rangel hits a blooper bunt. Pick up, throw it to first, and he's gunned down on a 1-3, and that will end the 7th inning for Abilene High. They send 4 to the plate and will strand 1. Let's go to the bottom of the 7th. Abilene High 1, Amarillo High nothing. On AISD.
Sandies, number 18, Gabriel, repeat.
Bottom of the 7th, Abilene High leading 1-0, and 6, 7, and 8 in the order for Amarillo High. Gabriel Ortiz, followed by Jaden Cedillo and Clayton Norrell. First pitch to Ortiz is fouled down the first baseline. So far the line score. Next pitch comes in from Camp Churchill is a ball. The line score, Abilene High 1 run on 4 hits, no errors. Amarillo High, no runs, 4 hits and 1 error. And the next pitch is low for ball 2 to Ortiz. He's 0 for 2 with the ground out and the strikeout. Eagles right now playing up at third and first, back at second and short. And the next pitch is going outside. And you are looking at a 3-1 count to Ortiz. Steps out. The third baseman for Amarillo High. Next pitch is a strike. Now the count is 4. 3 balls, 2 strikes here in the bottom of the 7th. Churchill's next pitch, chop, 2 hops, short gets it, fires it across, and he got it. A great job at shortstop for Abilene High, Lane Gall, and a reaching catch by Connell Coley. That goes as a 6-3 groundout. First base umpire said he got him. Runner is staying at first. Here comes the Amarillo High coach. He's wanting to debate this one. Brandon Johnson said, or is trying to influence the umpire. Coley got caught off the bag. And the runner right now, Ortiz, still at first base. Now we're going to have an umpiring conference. Home plate umpire comes out to talk to the first base umpire. Once again, Ortiz still at the bag. And now home plate umpire, first base umpire debating this one halfway between first base and the mound there on the turf. And now reverse on the call as Ortiz is going to be called safe. They're going to say he got a single. So with Amarillo High trailing by 1, now the Eagles are going to call everybody in the infield to talk on the mound. And the first base umpire is getting some words from the Abilene High coaching staff on the reverse call. I've not seen that many times, and usually there are questions in that. But Brad Harmon, in the face of the first base umpire who made the call originally, disagreeing with the reverse on the call, here in the bottom of the 7th, we're going to have a courtesy runner for Ortiz. And that courtesy runner is going to be Talon Jones. So right now, Brad Harmon calling an infield meeting on the mound. Coming up to Churchill, everybody on the infield for Abilene High coming in. Your outfield is still in place. Center and right playing deep, left medium depth. And Harmon talking to the Eagles. Abilene High leading 1-0 here in the bottom of the 7th. And if the runner on first is able to score, will be time to go to extra innings. If the Eagles can keep them from doing that or getting a second run, it'll be a win for Amarillo High. But if Abilene High can shut this down, it will be an unexpected win across the state for the Eagles shutting down Amarillo High. So let's get ready to come back. The batter for Amarillo High is Glenn Rodriguez. Rodriguez ready to step in. Home plate umpire still having a visit with the coaching staff of Amarillo High. Runner at first. There's no outs here in the bottom of the 7th. Churchill pitching from the stretch. Baseball in the small of his back as he plants his foot on the rubber. Here's the first pitch. Rodriguez. First pitch is low for ball 1. And Rodriguez is batting in the stead of Cedillo. 1-0 the count. Next pitch from Churchill. Coming up, and it's going to be a swing and a foul, so 1-1 the count. Rodriguez coming in, pinch hit here in the bottom of the 7th. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 on first, no outs. For the batting crew of the Amarillo Sandies. Camp Churchill has pitched to Danny so far, and he's still on the mound for Abilene High. Next pitch, swing and a miss, and strike 2 for Rodriguez. Talon Jones is the courtesy runner for Amarillo High at first. He's staying really, really close to the bag. 1-2 the count. Rodriguez. Churchill rolls back, and the runner is going short. Get it. And he's going to drop the ball, throw the first, and that's not going to work either. Now the runner is going for third, and Coley will be exercising some calm and not throwing it across the infield. So Rodriguez is safe at first, and Jones, the runner for Ortiz, is now at third. And right now, 90 feet away from tying it is Jones for Amarillo High with a runner, which could be the winning run at first. Johnson, the head coach of Amarillo High, coaching in the third base box. And the Eagles are charged with an error, throwing error from the shortstop. And still no outs here in the bottom of the seventh. Runners on the corner with no outs. Churchill right now still giving it his best from the stretch. And he likes the call. The Wagstaff is sending into him. Here comes the next pitch. Runner takes off at second, throw it to second, and you've got the play at home. Here's the throw, and he's safe. The steal at home after the rundown. The throw from second to first as Coley got it, and it was just about 2 strides behind on the home plate throw. And now we're tied with Abilene High 1, Amarillo High 1. And the runner, Rodriguez, is at second. He's in scoring position as the potential winning run. The next batter is Clayton Norrell. Norrell has struck out and ground out. We have no outs here in the bottom of the seventh. The Eagles have fought gallantly to this point. And now we're tied 1 run each. Game 1 by District Championship Series. Churchill's first pitch. Hit right over the glove. It's going to bounce as Delacruz gets it, holds on to it. And that will move Rodriguez to third. And Morrell gets a single. So runners on the corner with no outs. Delacruz really didn't have a place to go with that ball. So we're tied 1-1. Amarillo High substituting pinch hitters. The Eagles trying to keep the wheels on the wagon. Best case scenario, we would go to extra innings tied up. But the winning run for the Sandies is 90 feet away at third base. And batting right now, Oliver Parsons. Line out and a ground out. Parsons to step in, the left fielder for Amarillo High. Camp Churchill going the distance. Churchill rears back, fires. Strikes to Oliver. The fans are anxious on both sides now that we're tied. Parsons steps out. The batter's box, takes a practice swing and steps back in. He's a lefty. Churchill looking from the stretch. A 2-2 count. And Parsons fouls another one. Runner at first. Norrell sprinted halfway to second as the swing was coming around, and it's still a 2-2 count. Parsons steps back in. Churchill taking his time. The ball in the small of his back, and this is going to be an uncontested steal from first to second for Norrell. An uncontested steal. 2-2 the count. Eagles are focusing on the runner at the plate. And still no outs for Amarillo High. Churchill gets him to put one on the ground. Picked up. Force at home and bounces off the Flagstaff and the point scores, and Amarillo High will win 2-1 here in game 1 of the bi-district series of 3. Stop. Tell you what, we're going to take a 1-minute break and come back with our post-game show brought to you by Chicken Express. They appreciate you more than they can express. We'll be back in 1 minute.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. The more than 12 million participants in America who take part in high school sports or activities.
And welcome back to the Chicken Express post-game show here on AISD Live. This one, everybody got the money's worth on tonight. Amarillo High getting to the 7th inning, to the bottom of the inning. It was tied up, and then Amarillo High scoring the go-ahead run and winning game 1 in this bi-district series, 2-1 over the Eagles of Abilene High. What a fantastic job the production crew from AISD has done on this broadcast. Young, thank you very much, and thank you for our audience tuning into this. Now, game 2 is tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock here at the same field on AISD Live. So for everybody that's been a part of this one, we would like to say thank you to Superintendent John Kuhn, Athletic Coordinator of Abilene High, Mike Full, Emmy Cyrus, James Garfield. Once again, line score, Abilene High, 1 run on 4 hits and 2 errors. And Amarillo High, 2 runs, 6 hits and 1. So game 1 is in the books. Game 2 coming tomorrow, and we hope you join us on AISD Live. Good night, everybody.